news at 10. Now back to Tom and Tracy.
The popular musical Les Mis is running right now at the South Bend Civic Theatre. Fox28's Tom Powell is in the cast, and during rehearsals, he learned a moving story from behind the scenes. And tonight, we're sharing that story with you.
Yeah, director Judy Case is no stranger to Les Mis. He directed the student version for South Bend Summerfly back in 2008, but there is an important person who is missing this time around, the woman who is the inspiration for the director's production.
This is your judge wig.
To keep up with director Judy Case,
We're bringing you down here.
you'll have to move fast.
Let's go through the Fontaine thing.
We caught up with him during rehearsal of Les Mis at the South Bend Civic Theatre.
You know that smile you're doing right now?
Yeah.
Give it, that's what you should have as the pip.
Okay.
Okay? It's a
normal smile.
Hey, look at that, that's perfect. Look at that face. That's perfect.
David lights up when he directs, but the last time he did this show, it was a darker time in his life. His assistant director, wife, and soulmate, Judy, was dying.
Les Mis was the last thing she saw me do. Les Mis, the student edition. She saw me do that in 2008, and she had cancer. And then in November of that year, she had died.
Judy was his sidekick, his other set of eyes. She wasn't afraid to share her opinions about what was playing out on stage.
I might not agree with some of the things she said because I knew she was right, so I didn't like that idea.
Judy was going through chemo, so she was only able to come to a dress rehearsal. After it was over, she came up to David with tears in her eyes.
She whispered in my ear and said, "This is the best thing you've ever directed."
David struggled for a long time after Judy's death.
I did a couple shows right after that, and I don't remember them at all.
His heart just wasn't into it, so he took a few years off. But when he learned Les Mis was coming to the Civic this summer, he knew he had to jump right back into directing.
It was a good one for me to come back to.
This time, his assistant director is his daughter, Emily.
I think it's been therapeutic to have him be by people that he likes and people that make him feel good and just nice people.
Some of the people on stage right now were in David's original production with Judy, including actor Sam Green.
When she passed, it really took the wind out of everyone's sails, but especially David, and just like the spark that was the theater just was lost for a while. And it took a while to get back.
Does it feel back now?
It definitely feels back now. And I think that it's important that it's this show.
Actress Kathleen Robb says she sees that spark again in David.
David's doing great. He's really strong, and I'm sure, it brings back the memories of when he did it with Judy and when he did it the first time, but he's doing fabulous.
There is an emotional line at the end of Les Mis that definitely brings back Judy's memory.
To love another person is to see the face of God.
I still well up at that because that became what I felt, I think, about my wife at that point.
That moment and this entire show is dedicated to Judy. David knows she's no longer in the seats, but she's still a big part of his audience.
If she just was to say she was proud, and she was by my side, that's all I'd want. Sorry.
And I want to thank David for opening up and sharing this story with us. And by the way, and a big part of it is because of David's direction of this show. It is sold out. The entire run is sold out, and they're considering adding another show, so I'll keep you posted.
It was fantastic. He did such a good job.
He did.
Thanks so much for sharing your story there.
And for letting me be a part of it. It's been great.
Absolutely. Well, it is almost time for Golf Challenge.
Only one stroke down, Dean and